friends. So I sincerely apologize that I've been MIA. It has literally been since August since I last vlogged. And I'm so sorry, but I am here now and I'm going to vlog for you because, of course, we've got 3 days left in the Maverick Committee reading season and I should be reading the graphic novels that I have left to read, but instead I'm going to procrastinate and vlog for you. So I got to backtrack and kind of explain where I've been. If you did not read my burnout blog post, please go back and read that and I'll link it below. But basically, my school went one-to-one with Chromebooks, and it was a lot, and my anxiety was going haywire. But I've gotten help. I've found ways to cope, and I feel better. So if you were someone struggling with your mental health, I have to tell you, reach out and get the help that you need. It is so much easier when on the other side, I promise. And I really wanted to do a mental health blog post in September during Mental Health Month, but I was in the middle of the anxiety spiral. So, sorry, here we are. And I'm so glad to be back. It feels so good. So I've got 3 books to review. So Maverick Committee season is in reading season right now. And this Saturday, we will vote on the books that will make the Texas Maverick graphic novel reading list of 2020. But since I've also been reading normal books to kind of keep myself sane and going, I have been meaning to vlog these 3 books forever. And because it's taken a minute, here they are. So the first book that I read, I'm going to hold up my phone a lot because I read it on my phone and my Kindle. And if you have not been paying attention to my Twitter, you will know how devastated I was because Jay Kristoff, I have no words. Besides that I love you and you're a magician and a wizard of words, but so the first book I'm reviewing is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. It is the final book in the, not Nevernight. Darkdawn is the 3rd book in the Nevernight trilogy. Nevernight, God's Grave, Darkdawn. I've been waiting for Darkdawn to come out for about a year, maybe more. I don't know. Ask my Amazon account, but it knows when I pre-ordered that. It was amazing. The Nevernight trilogy is essentially about a girl who goes to learn how to be an assassin to assassinate the people who killed her family. It is not YA at all. There is gore, there is sex, there is blood, there is so much. I would not put this series in a school at all. It is not YA at all. It is fucking fantastic though. If you're looking for a series that you are going to get lost in and get all the feels with, this is it. And it's amazing. And it's worth it. Darkdawn, though. So good. That's all I got. It's so good. I read it on my Kindle and I had the audiobook so that while I was driving on my commute or while I was traveling, I was listening to it, and I do not recommend listening to the audiobook because you will cry while you're sitting in traffic and you will lose your shit and you will have to pull over and just cry. So there's that, but it was fantastic. There are twists and turns that I didn't even think were coming, and the way that Jay Kristoff words things is amazing. It is pure magic. If you read Illuminae or if you read the Aurora Rising book where he writes, both of those are with Ami Kaufman. They are amazing. And this is him on his own, and it is just amazing. So the next book I'm going to review is so sweet. One of my favorite books that I read this summer, and I talked to y'all about it when I went to the Scholastic reading summit over the summer, and it is Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. And I have been carrying around this book, telling myself that I need to vlog about it literally since, I don't know, sometime in the summer. This book, I cannot get enough of, and I have been just pushing it at my book fair this week, because this week is book fair, and just like anyone who will listen, read it. It is amazing. Stepsister is Cinderella's ugly stepsister's side of the story, the one that cut off her toes to go with the prince. But it's what happens after Cinderella has left to become princess. It's amazing. And I love how the back says, don't just fracture the fairy tale, shatter it, because that's what this does. It has taken the fairy tale that we are so familiar with and that we think we know, But something we never think of is, why were the ugly stepsisters so mean? Why were they the way that they were? And why was the stepmother the way that she was? And it's things that I never thought about, especially what happened afterwards. We know, if you were a 90s kid and you watched Ever After, we think that the stepmother and the sisters get shipped off to the Americas to be like slaves. But this is truly what happens afterwards, and how not everyone gets a happy ending, but those who deserve one and who work hard for one will get their happy ending in a way that they should. I freaking loved it. It is amazing. And the narrator is snarky and full of like backstories and like, not morals, but like hints. And it's just amazing. If you have a Scholastic Book Fair around you, buy it. Buy it for your school library, buy it for your classroom libraries, buy it for your teacher friends, buy it for your kids. Just buy it and read it. It's amazing. And I love it. And the next book I'm going to tell you about, my wonderful library clerk bought it for me for my birthday. And you guys, she bought it for me on a Friday, and I finished it on Sunday. And I was really upset when I finished it because I didn't want to be done with it. But it was so freaking good. I could not put this book down. And it was one of those that I was kind of like, I'm afraid to read it because of the hype around it. And I don't want to be let down because I love this author and I think she's amazing. And I was thinking, like, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait because I'm going to wait till the hype dies down. Because I can't. Like, what if I hate it? What if it's terrible? And I know that it wouldn't have been, because the author is just amazing. And because I saw her stories on Instagram while she was writing, and I knew she was doing something great with it, but I did not expect the greatness that this book is. Honestly, I can't do it justice because it was so good. And it's Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. So freaking good. The way that I've been describing it to my friends is, it's a murder mystery meets The Sixth Sense, but that doesn't even give it justice. It is a murder mystery with a little bit of supernatural. So it is about this girl named Alex, and Alex is a freshman at Yale, and she has learned that Yale has these houses that control kind of what goes on in the world. And it's kind of like the Illuminati, but not quite. It's not the Illuminati. It's something bigger. And they do terrible things to find ways to control things. And she has gotten kind of a job working for the house that kind of oversees all the 8 houses, and she's working for Ninth House, which is Leaf. Leaf. I don't know. I say Leaf. But the thing about Alex is she can see ghosts, or as they're called in this book, grays. And she can see them, and no one else can. But in her house, they have this potion that they drink so that they can see them and keep them away during rituals that the houses are doing. So, because that's their job, is to keep the ghosts away, make sure that the ritual goes on and that the houses aren't doing anything illegit. And then one day, during a ritual, Alex is guarding, keeping the ghosts at bay. And then she hears like a beating, and the ghosts that she sees are like flocking into the ritual, and she's trying to keep them back. And then they stop, and the ritual goes on, and everything's fine. But then she learns that at the same time that was happening, a girl has been murdered, and they keep telling her it was a townie. Don't worry about it. There's literally nothing to worry about. This person had no connection with Yale, no connection with the houses. There's nothing to worry about. But she keeps thinking on her history and on her story. And I loved the book on its own, and I loved the murder mystery part of it, and I loved the supernatural part of it. But I think just Alex's story on its own was just wonderful. Like that, there's no other word for it. It was just wonderful. She is such a deeply thought and designed character that I don't really want to be friends with her, because I think she would scare me a little bit, but she's so intense and thoughtful, and she knows what she's doing. But her story and the way that Leigh Bardugo has spun it and the way that you discover things while the other characters are discovering things is just amazing. Like, there's things where you're like, did this happen? Was that a thing? Is this what I'm thinking happened? No, that didn't happen, but this did. And then you're like, oh shit. It was amazing. Anyway, these stories intertwine with Alex's story and the murder mystery and how things are happening. And it is just crazy. And the person who does it, you will never guess. It's one of those where you're like, how the hell? And even in that segment where they're explaining what happened and how everything happened and how the murder happened, I was even like, wait a minute. It was like when I read Game of Thrones, when the lady kills Joffrey with the poison or whatever happens, and you know it's in like this one sentence and you're looking for it, but you still don't understand how it happened. That is what happened here. I still don't understand, but I do, and it was so good. All I can say is buy it or get it from the library and read it. It was amazing. That's all I got. It was just amazing. It was just fantastic. This is probably my new favorite book, and it's hard for me to say that. Actually, I really love Stepsister, and Nevernight is my favorite series right now, so don't listen to me. But Ninth House was amazing, and you should definitely read it. It was fantastic. If you see me in the next 3 days, I will be carrying around my tote bag full of graphic novels that I'm supposed to be reading. And I will, as I did last year, do a video on Saturday after the MAV committee, and I'll tell y'all what my nominations were and why I nominated them. But that's it. Those are my 3 books, Darkdawn, Ninth House, and Stepsister. They were all fantastic. I loved them. If I read any other books, I will update you as that goes. But I promise I'm going to be better again, because it's better now. I'm doing better now. But those have been the books I've been reading, and I hope you love them as much as I do. Bye!